G'day guys, how's it going? I'm Aaron Whitnell, this is ACWSport, and here are my predictions for week 27 of the 2017-2018 Premier League season, starting with the 12:30 kickoff on Saturday at Wembley. It's the North London derby, the game that is expected to have the largest attendance in Premier League history because, of course, it is being played at Wembley. Tottenham, Arsenal, and I just cannot wait for this game. It's the big game of the weekend, and the big games do just keep coming thick and fast. And hopefully, if they're anything like some of the previous weeks have been, where we've just had contender after contender for game of the season, we could be in for an epic clash here at Wembley. Obviously, Mkhitaryan and Aubameyang making their away Premier League debuts for Arsenal as well, so they'll be boosted by that. Spurs, they'll be over the moon that they picked up a big point at Anfield, and will also take in a lot of confidence the fact that they destroyed Manchester United at Wembley on their last outing at home in the league anyway. And I just think that because of those, we could be in for an epic game. So, score-wise, I honestly think Tottenham are going to get revenge in the North London derby for their defeat earlier on this season. However, I do think it's going to be a tight, tense game. I'm going to go Tottenham 3, Arsenal 2. I'm going to back Aubameyang and Lacazette to score for Arsenal. I think Lacazette will come off the bench to score a goal later on. But I'm going to back Harry Kane to get 2 and Son to also get on the score sheet for Tottenham at Wembley. Now on to the 3 o'clock kickoffs. Everton, they host Crystal Palace. Everton will be looking to bounce back after a humiliating defeat at the Emirates. And I think they're going to. Crystal Palace have got some injury worries. We know Bakary Sakho's out. We also know that Wilfried Zaha could miss the game as well. There's rumours that he could be out for a while. But yeah, as for Everton, I just think that they'll be expecting to bounce back following that defeat. So I'm going to go 2-1 in this game to Everton. And I'm going to back Theo Walcott and Wayne Rooney to score for Everton in this game. I think Benteke may finally be able to put something away in this game as well. So 2-1 there. Swansea versus Burnley. This game is very, very intriguing because, as we know, since Carvajal took over, Swansea have been a completely different side and they've climbed out of the relegation zone. They've been brilliant. Burnley last week, they picked up a very good point at home to Manchester City. And as we know, they're having a terrific season. However, because both teams are in fairly decent form, I don't actually see either team winning this game. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in that game at Swansea. Stoke versus Brighton, another game, two teams very close, very tight-knit down the bottom. Neither team are particularly good when it comes to scoring in front of goal. However, I just think this could be the perfect game for Peter Crouch to become Stoke's all-time leading Premier League goal scorer. So I'm actually going to back Stoke to win 1-0 at home this week and Peter Crouch to get that goal there. West Ham versus Watford. Again, another game, two very similar teams in terms of where they sit league position-wise. West Ham, as we know, have been in very, very good form in the last few weeks. However, they suffered their first defeat under Moyes away at Brighton last week. Watford have been in awful form, but then they embarrassed Chelsea Monday night. Again, I just think that these two teams are too evenly matched for either team to win. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw in that game. I'm going to back Javier Hernandez to get a brace for West Ham. And I'm going to back De La Feu and Pereira to score for Watford. Then to the 5:30 kickoff at the Etihad, Manchester City, they host Leicester. This game I find very intriguing because, as we know, there are problems with Riyad Mahrez at Leicester, obviously because he wanted to go to Manchester City. But I think that Laporte could be in, if he plays for Manchester City at centre-back, could get a real interesting matchup against Jamie Vardy. I think there's going to be plenty of goals. I'm going to go for a 4-2 Manchester City scoreline. I think Iheanacho will score on his return to the Etihad. I do think Jamie Vardy will score for Leicester as well. And as for Manchester City, I'm going to back Aguero to score twice. I'm going to back Gundogan to get on the score sheet. And I'm also going to back Kevin De Bruyne. Then to Sunday, starting off with Huddersfield versus Bournemouth, the midday kickoff. Huddersfield, as we know, slipped into the relegation zone for the first time this season after their defeat to Manchester United. Bournemouth are unbeaten in 7. And even though Huddersfield won in midweek in the FA Cup, I think Bournemouth will continue their unbeaten run. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Bournemouth in that game. And I'm going to back Callum Wilson and Josh King to score the goals for them. De Potter to score for Huddersfield. Then to Newcastle, they host Manchester United. Jose's team have been, since the Spurs defeat, comfortably bounced back after that defeat. Alexis Sanchez getting on the score sheet against Huddersfield. And I do think he'll be on the score sheet again in this game. I'm going to go 3-1 to Manchester United in this game. I'm going to back Kennedy to score for Newcastle, but I'm going to back Sanchez, Lukaku, and also Lingard to score for Manchester United. Then Southampton, they host Liverpool in the late kickoff on Sunday. I just think this will be a fairly easy 3-0 win for Liverpool. Even though Southampton picked up a big win against West Brom, Liverpool will feel pretty annoyed that they didn't win the game against Spurs. I think Mo Salah will actually score a hat-trick in this game and kind of, get Liverpool back on that winning run following that disappointing defeat at home. And then finally, on Monday night, Chelsea, they host West Brom. Chelsea will be looking to bounce back following that embarrassing defeat to Watford. And I think they're going to. Again, I'm going to go for another 3-0 scoreline in this game. I'm going to back Eden Hazard to score twice, and I'm going to back Olivier Giroud to score for Chelsea as well. So, that's how I see the Week 27 fixtures going. Please comment below, let me know, do you agree with my predictions? What are your predictions? Always interested to find out. As always, I'm Aaron Whitnell. I'll be back next week, not just with my Premier League review, but also with, obviously, my predictions for Week 28, and also my Champions League last 16 predictions and reviews as well, because the first fixtures are next week, so it's exciting times. So, comment below, let me know. As always, I'm Aaron Whitnell. You've been watching ACW Sport, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel.